would be, how did you get into Ayurveda?
Okay, basically I wanted to be a doctor. This was the first ambition. In India there are different kind of education system. There is Western medicine, first number, then Ayurveda, then homeopathy, then Unani, and then other things. So to become a doctor, first goal is to become a Western doctor. But for me it was not mattering. I just wanted to be a doctor because of some health issues in my family and everything. But as in Western medicine, I was waiting list as per the merit I was from rural area. So second doctor chance is Ayurveda, so I went there. But later on I got admission to Western medicine, which I quit. Because first day when I went to college, I had one lecture from one of our doctor teacher, Dr. Kolatkar, and that one lecture changed my life. After that I got 2 times admission to Western course called MBBS, but 2 times I quit. I continue in Ayurveda, which is a rare case. Most of the times people get into Ayurveda, then they get MBBS, they quit Ayurveda, they go to MBBS. But in my case it happened in other way around, because he spoke really well about that. His theme was Ayurveda is good. It is not just because it is good, also it is the science of us, human being. So it's helpful not only as a medicinal science, but it is also making your life good. And that was the theme. But that changed my life, and I decided to go with Ayurveda.
And since when are you practicing now?
It's been since 1993 I'm practicing.
Okay.
So it's 14 years.
And how do you see the development of Ayurveda in India and in Europe?
There are 2 main features. In India, as far as India is concerned, Ayurveda was infiltrated in culture. So since my childhood, for example, I was not knowing few things which are named as Ayurveda, but I was using for my health. For example, if I am getting cough, they were using dry ginger powder with sugar, and it was helping. When I getting headache, my mother was applying some cinnamon or something, and it was benefited. So it is infiltrated in culture. Now what happened after in British rule? In fact, Ayurveda was little bit suppressed. Though it was not very well recognized, but it was practiced well. But in British rule, when the Western medicine colleges came, Ayurveda was suppressed. Then it take like 30 more years after independence to get a little bit of recognition. But what really make a huge change is a big evolution in yoga field. The moment yoga started to spread abroad, along with yoga, Ayurveda started to spread abroad. And as people started to see first Ayurveda is well recognized by foreigners or by, in a way, white skin or outsiders, they started to think, why don't we? This was the first thing, first change. And second change, generally health awareness is growing in last 10-12 years in India. Before it was not. For example, in 90s, you were not having any newspaper writing about health, a special issue or something. Now almost all the health newspaper in India has a health issue every Friday or every Thursday. Channels have some specials here. So this awareness is grown up, and when the awareness is grown up, there is a big class of upper middle class or rich people. They want organic, they want no side effect, they want this kind of stuff. So now it's really because of awareness and interest. But initially it is because Westerners are using, so we should use. So these are the 2 different trends in India. Now in India, if you see, Ayurveda is a big market. There are 2, as I told you, 2 features. One is a good feature about that, it's more and more growing, more and more demand is there. A lot of business related things are happening in Ayurveda. For example, health tourism. This is a new concept in India, which is the second growing industry in India after IT. So in the health tourism, the main part is Ayurveda. As far as health is concerned, main part is Ayurveda. So business related things are bringing it more up. So in India, there are maximum number of Ayurvedic medical colleges are there. If you compare with Western medicine, homeopathy, the Ayurvedic colleges are 4 times more than Western medicine. So it's so much growing. This is one thing. But on the legal ground, if you see government ground, there is a little bit sad thing, is that still we are alternative. And now in last 3-4 years, government is also keen to look into the Ayurveda. But the problem with the government is that the health officials, they are most of the times from Western medicine. They themselves don't believe in Ayurveda. So there is comparatively less funding, less infrastructure to Ayurveda. But last 2-3 years, it's growing now. So these are the 2 main features in India. But as an industry, it's huge now. Health industry, as a health industry, it's huge. This is for sure. In Europe, what I found in few words, there is a big demand from people. There is demand from people, but no legal background. So what will happen? People will demand, but there will be no products, there will be no medicine, there will be no herbs. So on legal background, till today in Europe, in fact in European Union, Romania is the only country who officially recognize Ayurveda as a practice, medical practice. Second will be UK in May 2008, and then other countries. So on legal background, I cannot practice in Europe except Romania. I cannot prescribe anything. But if you see the public, they want. They are more growing because already there is health awareness. Big health awareness is there. There is a fashion of organic things. There is a fashion of no chemical things. So that's why there is a great demand in public. Now what you have to do if legalize that is you have to have the only thing possible. See, there are changes possible only if there is a political will or if there is a public demand. Political will you cannot expect because this is not the science from this land. But public demand you can. So what we are trying to do is to support the disease group, like your diabetes support group. If diabetes support group gets some good result and if they demand, then it will create a political will and then it will change. So you need a big work for legal aspect, whereas there is a big demand from public. But that created one big problem which everybody and especially the science will suffer is a huge growth of quacks. You can find a lot of centers under the name of massage, ayurvedic retreat, etc. where there is no scientific background. There is people who go to India or somewhere else, learn 8 days, 10 days, 2 months. They come here, they start their centers. And these quack, they are using ayurvedic herbs or risky herb medicine like metallic preparations under the name of food supplements. And that will create a problem. That has already done one big damage with the JAMA article, and there was a big problem regarding the metallic preparations. But this kind of things has grown up because there is no legal as well as illegal. It is in between. You understand? There is no illegal because it's not legalized. And there is no legal because it's not legalized. So in this buffer phase, these quacks are really up. And that is the bad thing about Europe. That you have a lot of quacks doing these things. Otherwise, again, as an industry, it will grow. As a health assurance or health, you can say, prevention, it is very good here and it will work well here. But this is a small problem there. So this is Europe.
I mean, that leads us to another question, because what you just said, in German there's a saying, who heals has right.
Yeah.
And so you were just mentioning diabetes.
Yeah.
What are your projects working on? About, for example, diabetes?